Hello everyone, we're live from the Mimi Games headquarters. I hope the microphones are working as always. And with me today is Coco,
Hi,
our UX UI designer.
that's correct.
What are you doing as UX UI designer?
Maybe let me say exactly what it is, the UI user interface design and UX user experience design. So obviously I'm creating the interfaces, menus and all that stuff, but also trying to create a nice user experience for the players. Like it has to do with the controls sometimes, for example, or the general flow that of the game.
I see. So you're actually working because I'm only streaming apparently, so just having the fun while you're doing the real stuff. And Dorian is also doing some real stuff as our environment artist. That's correct, right?
Yeah, hey everybody, nice to be here.
What do you do?
Environment artist.
Well, what's that? What are you as environment artist?
Basically tying together everything like the 3D assets in the game engine, and mostly on the visual side, but in the background also considering a lot of gameplay issues. Especially in our games, that's really important that you don't place things in a way that inhibit the game flow. So in a way, it's also about the game
Yeah.
experience. It's always
I think everyone's working on the experience in the end.
Nice.
Definitely.
Yeah, and
Do we
I
have a
think-
problem with the mic, maybe? Or
we can't really hear the environment artist.
Oh,
Guy
the
on the
right-
left, our right. There's mic on the guy on the right. Is not working. Always the microphones.
as long as the middle is working.
Well, I can check in the background, you know, but it should be working. It was just working when we were like testing it.
Yeah.
It's always so.
Or maybe left and right is a little.
Now your microphone is working, or is it working? Let Dorian.
That's a good question. It's a little bit ambiguous.
But I'll check in the background.
I hope it doesn't have any weird
Interferences or something. But it's always something.
We'll figure it out.
It's always something with the tech.
So now crowd has to actually work.
Yeah, actually, it's not working.
Okay.
Give me the microphone, and I'll try again. Oh, Coco has. Just kidding.
Maybe I'll talk about my beverage of choice tonight. This nice Spezi that I'm having. Cheers.
What's a Spezi, Coco?
What's a Spezi? Yeah,
I don't
a-
think like most people know what a Spezi is.
That's true. Yeah, I hope I can explain it well. It's a very classic drink here in the south of Germany. That's why I probably never thought about what it's actually made of. But I think it is, Coke with like orangeade or a Fanta. And it's just a really nice drink for any time, like summer, winter. I really like it.
Okay,
And-
I think we're back. The chat can tell us
Cheers.
in a second if Dorian is now back online with us.
People are grabbing beers, nice.
Okay, let's check this again. Can you hear me? Give me a yes or no, please. I hope it works now.
Yay.
Yeah, great.
So-
Thank you.
It's working now. Okay,
Thank you.
that's good to know. And the stream is actually soon starting, and I didn't really introduce the audience to what we're actually watching today. But yeah, we're watching the Future Games Show tonight together. It's a gaming trailer show, and I think why you guys are all here with us is the premiere of our characters trailer. That's also gonna be part of the show. So it debuts during the show. And yeah, we thought we're just gonna watch it together and celebrate
Mhm.
the characters trailer being part of the show, which is kind of exciting
Yeah,
to be part of
Absolutely.
such a big show
it's
with
exciting.
other exciting titles. And yeah, we're gonna watch the trailer. We're gonna watch the show. We're gonna comment the show a little bit with our expertise. Yeah, and you can ask us stuff in the chat, the questions in the chat about the game, about us, about the show. We're gonna try to answer as best as we can.
Exactly.
And yeah, but I'm happy that the microphone is working now again
Yeah.
because it's. I feel every time I do a test run before everything's working fine, then you start streaming and suddenly something's wrong. I don't
Yeah.
know.
And we surely wouldn't like to miss out on my contribution.
Definitely not. Yeah, it keeps you on your toes, right?
Yeah, totally. Every time, I don't know why, but
Yeah,
like,
you can't even prepare basically.
so last time we have a very good capture card in that one PC where we captured the gameplay footage from, and like right before we started streaming, somehow the capture card didn't work, so we had to reset it. Then we reset the capture card. We started streaming, and then suddenly like the gamma and the contrast settings were kind of off the capture card, which
Okay.
never happened before, but it happened like at that time.
I think any person involved in tech can relate. There's
Yeah.
always something.
So yeah, totally. Like it's always something. So there's already some questions in the chat, and I'm just gonna go through them. So we have the obvious question: release date. It's the number one question, and every time we stream, I think we get it like at least 10 times in the chat. 2023. I can't say more. Still,
Yeah,
I'm
I
sorry.
also
We
heard
can't say more.
it's sometime this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometime this year.
I think, yeah.
I would love to tell you more, but we can't for now. So you have to bear with us
Mhm.
a couple of weeks, months longer until we can finally reveal the release date. Yeah. Then from Brewhawk on YouTube, any updates on mod support? No updates on that front for now. Like we're fully focusing on finishing the game, making the game as best as it can be, to actually deliver the game so you can play it before thinking too much about mod support.
Yeah,
No.
absolutely. As a small team, we really have to focus
We have to
on
do our own job first.
on finishing the game first and then adding those things.
Yeah.
Even though mod support, of course, can be very important for games. Like
totally
a,
like
a big modding community can keep a game alive for a very long time.
yeah.
Mhm.
So we haven't forgotten about modding, but like it's not a number one priority right now because we have just a certain amount of time to finish the game, and we have to focus on that for now.
Yeah.
But we will
Mhm.
let you know if we have an update on
Yeah.
mods. Then from Queddy on YouTube, still hoping for a word on GOG release. I can tell you about that. So we're focusing, same reason. We just have a limited amount of time to focus on stuff, and we're focusing on Steam, Epic Game Store, Xbox, and PlayStation for now. But we will evaluate GOG and other platforms at a later time for sure. We will.
Mhm.
That's what our head of development told me. He said we
Yeah.
will do it, and we will look at it, and I hope that we can also offer the game on GOG, for example.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Hello, I almost thought you were going to tell us a more specific launch date this time. Everyone wants to know the launch date. So I'm just always curious. So if you know the launch date, what changes? Like, so you're gonna like wishlist it again? the
I mean,
game,
you
or-
can plan. You can plan your yearly
can
vacation.
holidays,
Yeah.
Yeah,
true,
maybe I would
true,
change
true.
my vacation days. Yeah.
Could also be a shadow drop today. Yeah, maybe. After the
that's
show, we're just
mean.
gonna shadow drop the game.
That's really mean now.
Yeah. Okay, Brewhawk asks on YouTube, can we expect any cameos in this game from previous games? Don't know. I actually don't know. No one knows, I think. Like I said, like
Hard
for
to
now,
say.
like we're doing the main game.
Yeah.
Anything can happen at any time. So that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
G-Day Master. We have something to look forward to if a month is horrible. That's true. If you know a release date, you can like look forward to that day. I give you that. That's true.
Yeah.
I would really love to give you a release date, but like I can only give you 2023, which is I think like considering we announced it in 2023, it's pretty cool. Like a lot of games are like announcing their games and it's like, oh yeah, in 2 years you can play
Yeah.
our game. You can still play it this year.
True. Yeah.
I mean, we've been teasing it for a long time before
That's
that.
true, yeah.
I mean, there was nothing to really get hyped about besides the weird name. But yeah, I think it's a good time frame
Yeah, I think
within
so
a
too.
year.
Yeah.
That's doable. That's doable.
Oh, that's
I
a nice-
sometimes get so hyped about the game that I hope this doesn't start like No Man's Land. You mean No Man's Sky or No Man's Land?
No Man's Sky, probably, right?
From Unseen Secure. No, everything, like all I can say, don't worry, we will release this. We have to release this year. Of course, okay. Never say like no guarantee. Like sometimes
Yeah.
something can, things can happen, and you
But
have
we
to
want to
postpone something.
release
but
it this week.
Yeah.
yeah,
this year.
totally.
And
We have to.
definitely
We want to.
the hype is justified.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, but we want to release it this year, and I mean, like Dorian said, we're a small team. We have like limited time, limited budget. Considering also we're self-publishing this time, so we don't have like an unlimited cash flow from, I don't know, a big publisher or something.
No.
So we really have to like get it done.
We have a
and release
deadline, like
It. Yeah,
for ourselves, definitely.
we have a deadline. Yeah, for ourselves.
That's a nice question up there
Yeah.
by the Dusk Monarch. What are the changes in the formula from Desperados?
Yeah,
3 to
I
Shadow
didn't see that
Gambit?
one. Very good. Yeah. Do you have an answer to that, or?
Well, and unfortunately, I wasn't involved in the development of Desperados 3, but of course, I know about the game, and I would say there's much more freedom now for the players to go through the game the way they want to do it. It's not that linear anymore. I think that's one of the biggest changes, I would say.
Yeah, I would say so too. I was involved in Desperados, and yeah, absolutely. The player agency is just increased so much compared to that project. Like there's no linear, not in that kind of way, like no linear story, but you can really put it together yourself, kind of. And also, like, we try to like tweak some parts of the mechanics, but just gently, so it doesn't become a whole different game, but you get like some quality of life things. And yeah, I think we did the right amount of change to this game.
Yeah. So more player freedom, a more
Yeah.
open game structure. And
Yeah,
I think what we also always say is, or I mean, it's true. Like for the first time, we like included magic and like
Yeah.
supernatural elements, or not for the first. I mean, Desperados 3
Yeah.
Isabel already had
Yeah,
some of that,
technically.
but now like it's full on magic.
Yeah.
So we
And-
can do like crazy
yeah.
stuff.
And those
with-
changes, I think they really trickle down into every department, into every position. Like the magic has effects like what kind of skills you have, the VFX people, like the more player freedom effects, like how the level designers create the levels and so on. And it really, like, it's a big change which has lots of smaller changes in every aspect, I think.
Totally.
Yeah. As a team, we also had more creative freedom. I think
Yeah.
that's a change that came to us.
Nice.
More freedom
More freedom.
everywhere.
I mean, which fits the pirates theme as well. Freedom.
True.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
just because there was already a question, when does the show start? Actually now. So
Glad.
that's why I switched from the screen to the to the stream of the Future Games Show, Spring Showcase 2023. Please tell us if like the sound. Oh, that's us. Look. If the music is too loud of the stream, or if we're like if we should push up our voices a little bit.
Hello, everybody.
So, yeah.
My name is Brianna White, though you may know me best as the voice of Aerith.
Oh, that's a
Gainsborough
real
in
green
Final
screen in the
Fantasy
background.
And as you can see, I'm joined by my uber-talented co-star, Cody.
Thank you.
Yeah, I read
I'm
that
also-
they built it
It's great to be
in
with you
a
all.
game
Folks at
engine.
home,
Was it
my name
Unreal?
is
I
Cody
think
Christian, and
What
I
do
am
you-
they
voice
they built
actor
the studio. I
Oh,
think.
really?
Final
Mhm.
Fantasy VII
Yeah,
The Future Games, the whole
Please
studio.
do
is
not
Unreal.
I think I read that.
yeah, it looks like it's not
Cool, how
real.
Mm.
Even though with Unreal you can never really tell anymore
Yeah.
nowadays.
If you've tuned into this show before, let me bid you a warm
So they're
welcome
both from the Final Fantasy games, I think.
Mhm.
The voice actors from
Yeah.
Aerith
to the
and
Future
Cloud.
Games Show.
Yeah.
But some things never change.
It's
We've
cool.
got trailers, demos, bad jokes. We'll try our best.
Well, what we do have, at least, is plenty of those world premieres you guys like so
Cheers,
much.
Brewhog.
Yes,
Cheers,
we
Kraut.
do.
Cheers.
And that's because this is the
We're just
Future
drinking
Games Show
Spezi, not
Spring
beer.
Showcase,
And tea.
presented
Just
by
want to
Turtle
mention
Beach,
that.
powered by the new Stealth Pro headset, which has just been announced today.
You mean this one?
That's the one.
I am told that this is Turtle Beach's flagship headset, which
So yeah,
offers
Turtle Beach is the
unrivaled
sponsor of the
noise
show,
canceling
of course.
premium experience wherever you
That's
go.
the first slot of the
Turtle
show.
Beach
You have to announce
Yeah.
the sponsors.
Stealth Pro
I like the name. Turtle
Maybe.
Beach.
And that's not
Turtle-
all.
Maybe it's gonna be
We're
Raid
running
Shadow
a
Legends
competition
next
so that
sponsor.
those of you who tune in
Turtle
tonight
Beach
can win
also
your own
somehow
Stealth
fits
Pro.
into our
Simply
game.
head to gameradar.com/FTS
Weird
Stealth
coincidence.
Yeah.
Pro to enter the prize draw. Good luck.
Oh, we've also got a
It's also the
big
Stealth
announcement
Pro
about the Future
headset.
Games Show itself, but-
Maybe we should
Well,
ask
that's
them for a
all, right?
collaboration.
Yeah.
Games. So, Bree, heard anything from the flowers lately?
Actually, yes. They tell me that we're doing a good job.
So yeah, chat. If you have any
But
complaints
more
about the
importantly,
audio or
they're
something,
saying
just
we
tell us
should
in the
start
chat, and I
show with
can
the
adjust
world premiere.
the volume levels on our microphones and the stream.
Hi, my name is Karol Krok and I'm a designer.
It's
at
okay.
the
First
App.
trailer.
Now it
In this
starts.
video, I want to show you how
Oh, that's the
looks
witch
cool.
something.
Witchfire.
I haven't heard of that game
Nice.
before actually.
First thing to know is that we have two types of spells in
It
the
looks a
game.
little bit like
Light spells are
Destiny
quick, easy to
meets
execute and cost
I don't know,
relatively small
fantasy
amount of
witch.
stamina.
Middle
Heavy
Ages.
spells, as you can imagine, are slower to execute.
So that's another
The whole
developer.
environment reminds me a bit of Vermintide.
Oh,
Like
true.
really
Yeah,
grim
yeah.
and,
Could be Vermintide meets Destiny. So, the gunplay
Oh,
looks
nice,
really-
nice interface.
Oh, what? We also have a bell like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And if repeated properly, it can stun even
That's
major
funny,
enemies.
actually.
Interesting.
The second
A bit
thing
like
to know about
Bioshock
spells in
from
this
That looks
series
really
is
Yeah,
that
nice.
true.
most of them
Oh,
are
wow.
based on 4 core elements.
Oh, wait, so it's a co-op game
Earth,
as well?
I didn't.
fire,
Or why was
Okay.
the split screen there? Or they were just showing
Think
the
it was
different...
different.
Ah,
has its own
No, I'm not
unique
sure.
property.
Magic,
For
yeah.
example, enemies set on fire receive more damage. On top of that, elements interact with each other in intuitive
And I like the
ways.
developer commenting on
Here,
the.
I attack an enemy with
gameplay.
shot light spell. The damage and the elements
Like our
spread
first
to
gameplay.
other nearby enemies.
Yeah.
Now, I'll do the same thing again, but let me set enemy on fire with my shotgun.
I think it looks cool, huh?
And now, there. As you can
Cool
see,
stuff.
the bolts affecting nearby enemies were more powerful, and that is because the source enemy was burning, receiving more damage from my bullets.
So I'm just
And these
gonna
are the basics of the
read
spell
some
system
questions in the
which
chat
we
while we watch. I hope that's
are
okay.
as important in the prayer
So from
arsenal
Dusk
as is
Monarch
weapons.
on
And
YouTube,
using
what is
both
future
the
possible
key to
setting for
survival
real-time
in the land
tactics
of the
gameplay
witch.
now that you have covered ninjas,
Thank you
cowboys,
for
and pirates?
watching,
Yeah, we have
and
like kind of the hat trick of pop culture with that, I guess. I don't know what's next. We will see. Actually, there's like endless possibilities, of course.
Yeah.
You can go from
Everything's on the
sci-fi
table.
to
From the astronaut.
Yeah.
Middle Ages to
Yeah.
I don't
As we
know.
teased
Something
earlier,
super
we're thrilled
realistic.
to
Yeah,
announce that the
Yeah.
or
Future
something
Games
like
Show is
like
expanding.
mythology or something
From
like that,
today,
like
we're
Norse
launching
mythology.
all
I
new
don't know,
social
whatever.
channels under
Yeah.
the FGS banner. Simply search for Future Game Show on YouTube, TikTok, or your favorite app. and
Then
look for
Zap
the logo you
asks,
see
is there any
behind
plans for GOG
The
release?
FGS
I answered
channel
that
will feature all
before,
of the
so
videos from
for
today's
now,
show.
no, but
You
we
can
will
also
look
look
at
forward
that
to
at a
daily
later
original
time.
content over the coming weeks.
Look into a
So
GOG
consider
release,
this our
so
beta
it's
launch.
not
Head
off
over and
from the
subscribe
off
today
the
to be
table,
the first to
but
discover something
right now
new
we're
in the
focusing on
expanded
Steam
universe of
and
the Future
Xbox and
Game Show.
PlayStation and
FGS
Epic
for
Games
short.
All right, well, let's keep on
Dinosaurs
rolling
as
with the trailers.
a
We've got
setting.
an update on Sifu.
That would be
Slow
cool.
claps, critically
I know at
Dinosaurs.
least one person who would really love
Yes.
that.
Yeah, Johannes loves dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ah, nice.
Oh, that's Sifu actually.
Mhm.
So they're also part of Kowloon, by the way.
Yeah.
So they're basically colleagues.
Yeah. It's a cool game.
I wanted to play it all. Like I haven't bought it yet,
Hmm.
downloaded it yet, but I think it looks very cool.
Yeah.
Cool style. But apparently it's very hard. The game, very
Yeah, I
difficult.
heard
Mhm.
so too.
So that's like a add-on to the main
Mhm.
game, I guess?
Arena sounds like
Sifu's Arenas
multiplayer.
expansion
Mhm.
is launching
Yeah.
on March 28th, which is also when the game is coming to
Nice.
Steam and Xbox. What's next, Brianna?
Well, we've got a brand new trailer for Miasma Chronicles, the next game from the creators of Mutant Year Zero: Road to Eden.
Oh yeah, Mutant Year Zero. Do you know that game?
Well, I've
It's
heard of it. Haven't played it though.
I did a lot of research into the game because it's not far from what we do actually. It's also like a I'd say it's like similar to XCOM
Mm-hmm.
style strategy
Oh, okay.
gameplay. You have like different
yeah,
characters with
okay.
different
Mhm.
special abilities
I
that
see.
you have like,
Mhm.
in an isometric view.
Turn-based.
Yeah,
and-
yeah, it's turn-based.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one probably as
Mhm.
well.
Well, they're already doing the sci-fi meets magic,
Yeah.
so maybe that's not our preference. Because they apparently do it very well.
Well, it looks
There
really
must
good.
be a bigger studio that looks like very high production
It
value.
looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From River Z on YouTube, was the theme of the game specifically chosen so you could
Get ready.
give the
because
users more
Miasma Chronicles is coming
opportunities
to
in
PC,
gameplay,
Xbox, and PS5
or the theme
in
of the
May
game was already
2023.
chosen before you thought about gameplay
Next up, let's
opportunities?
take a look at the
So
launch trailer
I
for
can't like
Breaking
answer
Bound,
that
an
like
open world
100%,
roguelike with systemic
but I
reaction.
can answer from what I heard. Mo was always telling me about this.
Yeah.
So he said that I think the main goal was to like break out a little bit of the genre and like include more magic and go more like open with the game
Mhm.
structure. And I think so that was the main goal and the first goal, and then the setting came after, and we
Yeah.
just like felt like pirates just fit so well.
Mhm.
Fantasy cursed pirates with that like vision of like offering more player freedom, going more crazy with the skills and
Yeah.
the world and stuff.
Yeah, I think it kind of fell into place. Like
Yeah.
we had this idea that after Desperados, which was kind of restrictive in some ways because it was an established IP, we had the urge to do something more where we could actually decide and give the player more freedom and give ourselves more freedom. And then Pirates just came up and was like the perfect match somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like later down the line we realized that some things really worked out well for us. Like having an island makes it easier to start a level from different places and
Watch
this
out
kind of
for
stuff. Or
Ravenbound,
having
which is coming
undead
to PC
pirates makes
on
it
March
easier
30th,
to like
2023.
revive characters or to say
Shifting
like
gears to the cyberpunk future
yeah,
now
to
with
have
Arkham.
mechanics like that.
This is an
Yeah,
action
definitely a
roguelike
little
that's
bit
drenched
of
in neon
happy
coming
little
later this year.
accidents too.
Gonna
Yeah.
have some popcorn by the way.
Ah, yeah,
We have some
go for
popcorn,
it.
Oh, is that
courtesy
Halo?
of Coco.
And the microwave.
Probably it's gonna be awful now. with the microphone.
Yeah, maybe
me
you should wait
crunching.
for a really
Yeah.
loud action
Mhm.
trailer.
Another sci-fi game.
Another cool UI. It's always what I'm looking at.
Graphics are also like the minimalistic art style reminds me a little bit of the Sifu art style right now. Just
That one.
like you know, more like future.
Yeah, it's a bit cel-shaded.
Cel-shaded,
like-
right.
And a lot of bloom and neon lights. Like so many games after Cyberpunk.
Looks cool.
Arc Runner.
Arc Runner is coming to PlayStation, Xbox, and PC on April 27th.
Actually, I
Now
want to
it's
see the
time
comments
for an
on.
exclusive presentation from Hyenas, Creative Assembly's
Oh, that's the
clout-chasing
from Creative
zero-G
Assembly.
shooter.
Nice.
Stay
I think
tuned
that's very
until the end
interesting.
for your
The
first look at
hyenas
gameplay.
because Creative Assembly they do what do they do?
Hi, I'm Alex Honeyset.
Total War?
Yeah, Total War.
And they did Alien Isolation, and now they do
Yeah.
this. They do like very
Totally
different
different.
things.
So Hyenas is set in the not so distant future. The Earth is screwed and there are two main groups of survivors. So this action unfolds on these giant floating walls in space, known as the plunder ships. We've currently got two in game right now. The first is We Took Manhattan. The second one we've got is the nostalgia-filled Greed is Good. This is a massive 80s-filled map. And because it's so much
That's
larger than We Took Manhattan, as a player, you're really going to have to approach it differently. I haven't even spoken about our hyenas. So the hyenas are the characters you play going into the game. We've shared a little bit about them so far, ranging from Prima, our Uzi-wielding ballerina, right through to our devastating drag queen Galaxia. But what I'm really
was
excited
thinking,
to
yeah,
share
it
today
looks
is
like
a brand new hyena
Roxy
exclusive
Andrews,
for
the
Future Game
drag
Show,
queen.
which is Hiroki, our cosplayer character.
Man, those Genas are just so free. They don't even wear
Hey,
a uniform.
remember when Martians were just goofy-looking aliens? I miss that. Don't be fooled by this costume.
That still
I
look
am
better than Sonic
vengeance.
from the original movie.
Sorry.
So Hiroki was a famous cosplayer on Earth before the Earth collapsed, and now he swapped his costume-making gun
Another
for a
question in the
submachine
chat.
gun
I
to
hope
go
it's okay.
take on
Should I-
the Mars
Yeah,
Elite.
sure.
Should I read it?
Hiroki's
Yeah,
a
the Dusk
really
Monarch
interesting
on YouTube. Are
character
the
that
characters
can
created with a
either
certain
take on the
stereotype in mind, or
form
more
of one of
about
the
a
security guards
core
on the
concept
ship, or
like
another
cannon,
character
anchor,
themselves,
and so
sneak
on?
around and get the drop
I'm
on
not
a good
a game
question.
designer. I don't know.
Definitely more the
I'm
core
really excited
concept.
to
I
announce
more-
think.
Yeah.
Like,
biggest
of
ever
course,
alpha test. If you wanna jump
stereotypes
on and play, head
help.
over to
Like we have
playhyenas.com,
Gale,
where you can
the
sign up. We'll be running this test for
heavy,
the next 10 days. It's our biggest
big
test ever, and we can't wait to see you.
cannon
And just
gal,
Um,
which is kind of stereotypic, but it just makes her readable in
Yeah.
the game, and it's not so much about her personality. Like we try to break with stereotypes when it comes to writing and everything, and we try to use them when it comes to readability and gameplay, I guess.
But I think like the concept comes first, probably like the like,
Yeah.
oh, that's the skill we want to do.
Yeah, the skill is
and
the
like
focus.
and then like comes the character around
Yeah.
it. And I think which is what is
Hyenas
cool
coming soon to
here at
PlayStation,
Mimimi,
Xbox, and
like
PC.
everyone
Don't
can
forget
like
you can go and play
bring
as
in their ideas for the character.
Inspired by, but
Yeah.
clearly
Which is
legally
pretty cool, like,
distinct from a
even I could like
particularly
say, oh, it would be
fast
cool to
By
have like a
signing
character
up
like this
to
for
help
that
those
like
like
kind
Yeah.
of concept and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's kind
And
of
you
cool
never
that
know,
everyone.
it might
Yeah,
end up
that-
in the game in the
That's
end.
what I
Studying
really
the
like, so it's a very,
time-bending
like,
puzzle
Yeah.
adventure, The Entropy
creative
Center.
process, but like together, like a team effort kind of in that regard. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's a fun mechanic, you will find a character to
Yeah,
fit.
Okay, what's this? We always, when I talk, I never like pay attention that much to what has been shown, and then I'm like, okay, what are we seeing?
That
Then you're
looks
lost.
pretty cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're actually moving stuff in the level. Okay, a little bit like map, puzzle, portal, like obviously,
first person.
yeah. But
Yeah.
also, yeah. Well, there was
into the level
some
editor, cool.
interesting.
That is
Interesting
right.
twist.
The Entropy
The
Center
Entropy
is getting a
Center.
free level editor update on March 30th.
Playstack is also launching a design competition to find the
Level
ultimate
editor.
fan-made
Yeah.
level. With plenty
We
of
have the
awesome
release date
prizes up for
question
grabs,
again in the chat,
including
so
an in-game credit
I
as
mean,
the world's
already
say.
answered.
We can't.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
We still
Not yet,
Yeah.
we're
but
still
this
vague.
year, sometime this
2023.
year.
Oh, of course. The competition begins March 30th, and you can join the Entropy Center Discord to find out more details. All right.
Level
time for our
editors
next
came
big
so out of
surprise.
fashion, right?
We've got
Like I
another world
remember
premiere
doing a
coming up
lot
next.
in
That is
editors,
the bottom
like in the
line.
games
Why?
back
Because
in the
Cloud
days.
Strike said so.
Yeah.
But nowadays,
Cody,
yeah,
that's not in the
most
script.
games seem too complex to really enable the players to build their own stuff. That's why modding is probably so important and so
Yeah.
big that you can at least tweak aspects of the game, if not all of it.
So this is like what, a wrestling game?
Yeah, looks like it. Street Fighter style.
Oh, wait, speaking of level,
That's
I remember that my friend and I back then Far Cry 1 when it came out also had a level editor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we spent a
true.
lot of time doing crazy levels with Far Cry 1. Ridiculous levels.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, level editors made me choose my job, I guess.
I think that was a question very early on, like what makes
I
you...
just remembered as well, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So good
That
job.
was
Yeah.
actually a question
Yeah,
someone
how
asked.
do you become
The
a
person who asked that
full-time
is still
full-time dev?
online
I hope so too.
with us.
How do you become a game dev? It was
Yeah,
very
full-time, like how,
full-time, yeah.
like supposedly, like how do you...
Become the
Make it your
undisputed
career, I
champion
guess?
of the world in Wrestle
Well, how
Sport,
do you
a
do that?
turn-based
There are
RPG
different
coming
ways,
soon to
like
PC.
probably the, I wouldn't say
Keeping things
easiest,
moving, it's
but
time to check in with
the
Piccolo,
most common is
developers
still
after us. We're
studying
going to take us
something
on a
in
journey
that
into
direction.
the
Like
game's
there are a lot
desolate
of
city
dedicated gaming studies nowadays. Yeah,
Mhm.
so much that you probably have to filter a little bit because in my experience only a few people per year actually end up in the gaming industry, which is
Well,
okay. You can also
Alexis,
do a lot of
one of the
other
two game
careers
directors of Piccolo
if you get the
together with
the
Private
base
Division,
knowledge, the
will
base
bring to
skills
life
that you
an
also
exciting
require
new
for
title
games.
called After Us.
But there's just the industry is not big enough to
Today,
take in
we're
all
going to showcase
the
just a glimpse
students
of the
from
Desolate City
those
district.
At least in
studies.
Germany, I guess, right?
Yeah, also in the
maybe other-
Netherlands,
This
and I
morning
think
game,
it's
Gaia
in
has a
general
role
it's
to find
yeah.
her wall,
So you
only
really
to
have
find
to
life.
be
And she set
dedicated
off
to this if you want to
find
do
what
this.
remains.
Like the study is good to find out if you really want to do it because you usually get to work with other people in a team, which is a very
Gaia,
essential
dreams
part
through
of
the
game
wall.
development. And then you
Yeah.
also
but
see if,
there is
if
still
the
hope.
required skills,
And
if
with
that's
this hope,
something that interests
Gaia
you
can sing.
actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I would still
calling out for signs
say
of
that
life.
studying is the best
use her
entry.
To interact with
But there are also a lot of
around.
people who just switch from other lines of work or who discover later in their life
But
that
this
they
world
really
is
like to
opportunity.
get into this whole
will
thing and
challenge
do
Gaia
games.
across
And
her
you don't
journey.
even have to join a studio nowadays. Like there's so many titles, small indie jams where just the one or
if
two
Gaia can
developers.
succeed, there
Like
is
there's
still hope.
it's a very
Still alive to
diverse
the world.
industry and there are 1,000 ways to get into it really. But if you're looking for a starting point, I would say study still do it.
Yeah, I would agree. Though I think it also, like, if you are not sure if you really want to do it or not, maybe. I mean, there are so many resources online on YouTube, videos on how to do almost everything, and there are nice game engines for beginners, or like depending on what you want to do. If you want to draw or do 3D art, or be a programmer, or maybe be a user interface designer. And then I think it's a good place to start having a look at how games are actually made, because playing games the experience is different, like, than understanding how they are actually created. So I think it's good to get a bit of a glimpse into that. And then I can really recommend doing game jams online or in real life if you have the opportunity close to you. And that can really help, I think, to just really get some experience and to find out a little bit what kind of role would be best for you. And also to just make some early connections with other people. It's really like game development condensed to, let's say, 24 hours or 48 hours, like a weekend or something. Without all the, like that you have to work on something for a long time and you get lost in the process and all that stuff. So for me that was really valuable in the beginning.
A special developer presentation coming
And now I think we missed 2 trailers.
Yeah, but it's okay. I mean, people are interested.
The one looked really nice. With the
I love the Expanse, by the way.
Dog.
I know, yeah, the before one? Or?
Yeah, I think it was.
When we began, we really
probably,
focused
yeah.
on characters. We focused
but this
on
one I
figuring
love.
out who our protagonist was going
Or
to
I don't
be.
know if I'm gonna
And
love
then
the game, but I
we
love
also
The
leaned into
Expanse,
what
the show.
fantasy of The Expanse was.
Have
We
you
thought
seen
about
that?
things
No.
like
The sci-fi
zero
show?
G,
Me
space
neither, but
travel,
I saw this.
crew
Like,
interaction.
So big recommendation.
another sci-fi game.
Nice.
That's really a lot. This
But The
year.
Expanse is really good, like the TV show, a very realistic
So we
kind of
did pitch
sci-fi
our
show.
idea to
like,
James S. A. Corey, and they, Ty and Dan,
and a lot of people say it's like Game of Thrones in
in
space
We're
because
really
there's also a lot of
excited
like
by it, and they
politics
immediately
involved in
started
there.
to
and stuff
improve
like
on the
that.
idea that we brought
Okay.
to them with their own ideas.
And now
that they
Telltale
spoiled
is doing
because
like a
they made it
game.
into the game.
Yeah.
And they
That's
also
cool.
really gave us the confidence to keep
And
finding
is this
places
where
in
you
canon that
actually
can flesh out
approach
where there
these
has been storytelling,
shipwrecks
there is
and
space
like
for more.
get
One of the most
resources
amazing
out of
things
them, or
about
is
working
there
on
another
these
game?
games is the time
I'm really
and
losing track on all those
No, no, I think,
space games.
It's interesting and feels
Or is
fresh,
this more
and
story-driven?
That informed every aspect of
As a
development.
Telltale
It's, I
game.
mean, it's a Telltale. It's
Yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
more
I would
linear,
expect it
like
to be more
dialogue
story-driven.
choices and
Enormous
stuff.
Yeah,
effort,
yeah.
and we loved it. It was such a wonderful deep dive into this beautifully crafted sci-fi world, and it was important to everybody on the team that we become. not just
So
fans,
another
but
question,
experts
okay?
in the world. One of the things
Ready?
that was, like,
I also trying to
big
focus
theme
on what's
is
on the show, but like there's also a lot of questions.
Tough choices all the time.
So
That's
um,
nice,
This is
yeah.
dangerous
from
and
River
tough
Z,
things are happening
what is
all
the biggest
time, and
advantage
I
of
feel
that
like
this
definitely
game will be your
incorporated
very
into the
first
game.
title that you guys
It helps you
publish
feel
and
like
produce at
you're
the
on
same
an
time?
episode of The Expanse, right? But
Huh.
you're the main
I think there's
character, you're
like
the one
a
making
lot
the
of
show.
answer to that.
I
Answers
think
to that
everyone
question.
in the
You have
studio
a
would have a
diverse
slightly
Yeah.
different answer to that.
But I think in general it's
What was
like
interesting
we
about
can
that
like
were the clashing perspectives.
it sounds yeah,
And
we
when
can
we
do what
were
we want, but
characters
like
Kind
But
of.
not really.
but not really.
We can
characters
pretend.
with backgrounds
Of course,
all
like
kinda have
um,
something
yeah,
in
it's
the
like
past
I think
they don't
it's
really want to talk about at the
like a
beginning.
dream
and
for
as they go
everyone to
through,
kind
you
of
get
be
to know
like
these
more
characters,
independent in
you
doing
get to
like
find out
the
where they're
game you
from
really
and what
want,
they've been
and
through.
like we're
Mhm.
just responsible to ourselves basically as
Yeah,
team.
yeah, I
Yeah.
would say we also learn a lot.
That's
Like
true. Yeah.
before, like if you have a external publisher and things don't go the way you expect them to go, you're quick to blame them.
Yeah.
But then if you do it yourself and you make the same mistakes, you realize, oh, it's
Yeah.
not that
So-
easy.
Yeah, it also actually wasn't a decision that we went
Creating a
self-publishing
video game
because
is
we had
extremely
like
challenging.
some
There are a
like
lot of
bad
parties
experiences
that
with
need to work
publishers.
together.
Like
Yeah, it
not
was
at all
something
like
we just wanted to
We just
try
wanted to
for
try it
ourselves
out,
to
yeah.
grow
Yeah.
from it. Yeah.
Because I think it's like it's challenging, it's exciting, and it might fail. It might be a huge success, but
Mhm.
whatever it's gonna be, I
Telltale
think we're
also has
gonna
their
learn a lot
perspectives
from
on
it
things,
and be a better
working with
developer in
those
the end, I
two
guess.
Yeah.
was a
Or
great
at least I
collaboration
hope.
because we explore
Yeah,
things that we
and
haven't really done before.
and I think, of
We're
course,
adding
also on
into
the
something
if you look on the financial
talking
side,
about
when you're
things that Telltale
self-publishing
games have
and
done in the
you
past
really
that
have
inspired
that
us,
success with
and
the
really
game,
getting to talk with other
I
experts
think
in the
it's
field
it's
about
better for
how
us as a
this stuff
team and
works
for the
and
future of
going
our
through it.
studio,
It's a big and fun
financially,
part
of course, as
how
well.
we developed this game.
That's also, of course, one of the reasons, but I think the main reason is just like we wanted to try something like this and learn from it
Mhm.
and become better. Cool.
Yeah.
But there's another question, I think, from
Quite a
Brewhog.
few.
What are your favorite movies and books?
Ooh.
Maybe let's focus
was
on
the-
the one after that, like any that inspired Shadow
Ah, yeah,
Gambit.
that's a
Ah.
better one. Yeah, so it's
Um,
more focused on the game.
Huh.
I think
That was a close
everyone
look at
had
The Expanse,
Pirates of the
Telltale
Caribbean
series, which is
in
coming to
mind
PC,
most of the
PlayStation,
time, because
and
that's
Xbox
just
this
the kind of
Now
tone
we've got a
that we
super
wanted
cozy
to have,
planet
like this
explorer
a
starring
little
an
bit over the
adorable
top
alien
craziness,
protagonist.
but at the
Let's see
same
what's
time like a
new with
really
Distant
dense
Blue.
and fantasy packed world. Yeah, and that's just the biggest pirate franchise out there. Yeah.
Do you have any like pirate movies, favorite pirate movies or books? Or
think
are you not that?
I actually started like reading pirate books or watching movies after we started developing Shadow Game.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think one of my inspirations in the beginning was Treasure Island, the book, the novel. Although of course it's more realistic and about mutinies and all that kind of stuff, which I really liked. That's a cool game, right?
Reminds me of The Last Tinker a little bit, like the world getting some color back.
Yeah, and then I just recently started reading One Piece.
Oh, really?
A little late
Nice.
to really like
You're gonna
have it
you have
influence
to
the game, but
catch up a lot on
yes,
a
but
lot
I
of
already
content.
I think I'm at number 60 of the
Nice,
books,
nice.
so I always read like one book per day.
The developers
Yeah,
almost.
of Plot
nice,
Twist,
nice.
Yeah,
makers of the last
and that was
Space
cool, and it was
Box,
yeah.
they're here to dive into the game.
It was nice to see like the different kind of pirate-themed media. Also this stop-motion movie. What's it called? I think it's just called Pirates! Exclamation mark.
Really? I didn't see that one.
That's pretty nice.
Oh, wait, is that
That
the
looks like the
Lovecraft
last
yes.
case of Benedict.
Sorry. I love Lovecraft.
I
stuff.
love Lovecraft too.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Just today I
Cool.
got this card game, or it's a board game slash card game, Eldritch Horror.
Ah, nice. Yeah,
I'm really
I always
looking
wanted
forward
to play
to
that
playing
one.
that. Yeah.
It also has a slight Tim Burton style.
True.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Colors.
Yeah, also the shapes and the animation and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah,
they
right, the way
definitely
he's
took that
running,
as an
like,
inspiration.
little
Yeah,
puppets.
It's like a platformer adventure game.
Wow.
Don't allow the
Probably like a rope.
to drain your fortitude. Not all is lost yet.
That's interesting. I don't remember any other platformer Lovecraft-inspired game. I think that's probably a first.
Like Little Nightmares, but it's not really like
The last
Lovecraft.
Yeah, no, it's more like the same genre, but not really
Sticking with the
Lovecraftian.
spooky
Yeah.
stuff, we've got
Oh,
something
interesting.
truly
Stuff?
phantasmagorical coming up next.
But it's going
Let's
into
see
the spooky direction now, so maybe we're gonna be on soon.
So, Phantasmagoria was a form of surreal horror
I think there was
theater
another
where
question
magic
I
lanterns projected
overlooked
creepy shifting images
just
of
a
stuff
couple
like
of slides
demons and
before.
ghosts onto semi-transparent screens in
Yeah,
dark
from
rooms.
Dusk Monarch.
Now that I think about
He
it,
wants
it's
to
kinda
know
like an
what
old-school
what our
version of
roles
System
are at Mimimi. I'm familiar with the games, but less so the individuals behind them.
Hey, I'm just setting the scene, okay?
Let's ask this
And now
individual.
Florian,
Oh,
you
yeah,
are
yeah,
environment
my
artist.
mic was off
Yeah,
last
yeah,
time.
you started.
exciting.
Environment artist.
Yeah, I'm the environment artist. I'm basically putting together everything in engine, like the 3D assets, and also keeping in mind the gameplay. Yeah.
Yeah, and me, I'm the the user interface and user experience designer. I'm part of the game design department, so I work with the game designers, the level designers, and the writers. But of course, in the end, like when I create mock-ups or designs for the interface, then I'm working together with the people from the arts department and with the programmers to make it all happen. And yeah, the user interface consists of course, like menus, for example, but basically everything that you see in the game that is not part of the actual game
Decarnation
world.
is a horror game
Everything that is
inspired by
like
the movies of
comes on
Satoshi
top in
Kon
order
and David
to
Lynch. It's coming to PC and Nintendo
just
Switch
provide
in May
information
2023.
about what's actually
And
going
now
on,
for something
basically.
completely different.
So
Theme
that's
park
my
management,
job.
where everything is awesome and nothing can go wrong, right?
And
Brianna?
yeah, I'm communications lead. I'm not
and you can
working
decide
on the
for
game directly. I'm just sitting here doing streams usually.
And a lot of other things.
No, but like you know, like I'm doing like the press relations, influencer relations,
everyone.
marketing,
I'm
the
Johannes
trailers.
Steigmann and I'm the
Actually,
creative director of
working a
Park
lot on the
Beyond. There
trailers
is exciting
together
news
with
and a ton of information
external
for our game,
partners.
Park Beyond. In Park Beyond, you can create the park
Important
of your
things.
dreams without being
social
held
media
back by
stuff,
gravity.
community
Two exciting
management,
modes
a
invite
lot of
more
different
veterans,
things.
as well as new
Yeah.
comers to
But
be
yeah.
creative in building, decorating, and managing your parks. In the story mode, you take the control of a newly hired visionary architect for a struggling theme park company.
So
Or,
yeah,
if you want
I
to
think
travel
the game
coasters,
before looked
jump in the
quite
sandbox
nice.
mode and create
Yeah.
the parks of
Actually,
your dreams. Start
was
with realistic
intriguing.
flat rides and intensify them with impossification.
But it's funny
Upgrade
because we went
brings
from this
beloved
like
and known theme park classics to the next
horror-esque
level. Then in a
top-down
multi-story
roleplay
satisfying
game
all-modes
or
with
to
theme
roller
park.
coaster
Yeah.
theme
Yeah,
park.
giant pepper
So you'll never know what will come
Yeah, what
next.
comes
It's
easy drag and drop
um,
functionality and give them a
exciting
special
ride.
twist.
Oh, there's a
Wait, it's in
cannon.
German though.
Cannons.
They're using.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's Limbic Entertainment.
Ah, okay.
Flat rides and roller coaster will not be enough. Manage your parks to financial success. Increase your profits.
This is basically a
trends,
game
and tweak
about
fees
what
to attract more
I'm
customers.
doing
Hire and staff.
in my
And with a
job.
lot of interface. yeah.
I mean, we don't have that many roller coasters in our
They are
game
all
currently,
very happy.
but
I am very
Gonna have
excited
some more
to announce
popcorn.
that
It's
Park Beyond will
funny
come out
that-
June 16th. And you can now pre-order the game. on
I
PlayStation
don't
5,
usually
Xbox
like to
Series S,
play
X,
these games
and PC.
anymore because I already
Can't
do
wait
it
for the release.
day to day.
Visit
He's
But
like
I,
before.
I still
Sign up
see
for
the
the closed beta
fascination of
starting on May
placing
9th.
stuff and
Wrap this
just
up,
making
I
it
want to show you
work
what more we
and
have
make
in
it
store.
look
Enjoy the
nice.
first
And
look ever at the Pac-Man
Yeah.
pre-order bonus and our deluxe edition, which comes with the Zombie-Beyond Impossification set.
this looks also very creative.
I think we should be on soon, by the way.
Let's see.
So get the hype train.
With the hype train.
Call the hype train. All on board.
Let's see if it's on time.
Trailer is coming soon. The characters trailer, by the way. So it's the first time we show all the characters in action, basically, and their magical powers and abilities.
Yeah.
Big reveal.
Wait, is this Plants vs Zombies? It looks like it. Somehow.
Ooh, it's on the screen. Oh, there's a good question about mouse, keyboard versus
Yeah.
controller.
Do you guys prefer mouse from Brewhawk? Do you guys prefer mouse, keyboard, or controller for Shadow Gambit? I think it
It's an
depends on the person.
individual choice, I think. Yeah.
But I think the
Getting
controller,
Pac-Man and
like or
Zombies.
gamepad, is
It's coming
just
to
as good as
PlayStation,
mouse and
Xbox,
keyboard,
and
and
PC
it
on
gives
16th of
the
June.
game almost
But
a
if you
different
can't
feel
wait, go
Yeah,
ahead
because you
and sign up for the
directly
closed
control the
beta after
character,
the
which
show.
you don't do with mouse and keyboard,
Yeah.
which almost feels more like an
It's
action
just here
adventure
that I
kind of
have,
game
Midgar
in
Seal
comparison to with mouse and keyboard, where it's more like the
Kleptomaniac
strategy kind of
awesome.
type
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
game.
actually, that's
I mean,
right on time.
it's kind of
That's true.
interesting.
That's
Yeah,
next.
I used to only play with mouse and keyboard, but then I discovered that the controls on controller are actually equally good, if not better in some cases. And yeah, it's more the like couch feeling when you're just sitting down, and because it's already a heavy genre, and if you're sitting in front of your PC, like sometimes I'm just too tired to
Yeah.
commit to that. So it's
Yeah,
nice
might
to
be
have the
more relaxed,
opportunity
right?
to sit down and play with a controller.
Yeah. And I think sometimes it depends on what you started with, because it's because the two are so different somehow, and both have their advantages.
Of course.
Like when you started with a certain input, then it feels more natural, I think. But in the team, I
about
think
the
we
lengths
definitely
I'd go
have
for a
people
good
who
meal.
from on both
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
sides.
For the snack
Yeah,
levels,
totally. Like Lucas,
Pizza
our
Pasta
Yeah.
concept
on
artist,
PC,
he loves
Nintendo
controllers.
Switch, Xbox,
He's so
and
good
PlayStation.
playing a game with the gamepad.
Yeah,
Oh,
Next, we have
my,
to
that looks nice.
Oh, we've got an exclusive trailer for Shadow Gambit, The Cursed Crew. It's the new stealth strategy game from Mimi
Ah.
Games, the creators of Shadow Tactics, Blades
Exciting.
of the Shogun.
Peggy 16.
them. Hype.
Now we have to just do it.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Merry
Oh,
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Oh, from a crate. Look at the new Mimi logo.
Oh, I love it. I really love that.
Inquisition has increased security at Iron Bay. We must find out what they're hiding. Ifia, assemble the crew.
Consider it done.
Soonity the ship doctor can always provide a quick place to hide and send guards to their doom.
I'll trim their numbers.
Shipwright, Mr. Mercury, will have no problem getting past any fortress
Oh my
wall.
god.
Back on top.
Our sharpshooter, Teresa Laciega, can oversee operations from afar.
Judgment is at hand.
She may be blind, she never misses.
Quite the shot, Teresa.
Coloness Gael will send anyone where they need to go quickly, if not quietly.
The landing could be a bit rough.
Toya, the ship cook, will serve up quick, elaborate deaths to those who stumble upon his magical charm.
A feast for my blade.
Pincus von Presswell, the quartermaster. He knows how to get into people's heads, but you'll never find his little hands doing any physical labor.
Such dirty business.
Our treasure hunter, Quentin Albers, may not have a head on his shoulders, but his gaze is always fixed on the prize.
Finders keepers.
And I, the Red Marley, am always watching, ready to provide another chance when things go wrong. Why fear failure when time is on your side? And with this crew, that treasure will be ours.
Nice. All aboard.
Cool. Yeah,
Coming
I think-
2023.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's a trailer to rewatch over and over and
that's
really get into
Shadow
it.
Gambit
Because I
first
know the
crew
characters,
launches on
but
PC,
still, there's
Xbox,
just
and
so much
True, there's a lot
happening.
of information,
Yeah.
actually.
We're
Yeah.
switching things up
Okay,
with a
trailer is
montage
done.
from
Let's go
our
home.
Let's see some of their exciting
But
upcoming
yeah, I think someone was asking in the chat if the trailer is gonna be uploaded as well on its own. Of course.
Yeah.
So, you can find the trailer probably right now when you head over to Games Radar to their YouTube channel, because they have like a time exclusivity on it, like for 24 hours. But starting tomorrow at 11 p.m. Central European Time, it will also be on our YouTube channel, so you can rewatch it there as well. And we also have a blog post about the characters, which might already be online or will go online in the next 5 minutes or so. And I'll link that one in the chat, so you can also read a little bit more about the characters and their skills in the blog post. And if you head over to Discord, my lovely colleague Elena, she's probably already prepping the trailer links and the blog post links there. So,
Those games and
so
everything
join the
else you
Discord.
see in the show
You
today
get all the news
featured on
there.
the dedicated Future Games
But
Show
I'll also
Steam
link it
page,
later on
which
in
you can
the
find by
chat.
googling. Well,
So
you
yeah.
guessed it. Future
Nice.
Games Show.
But
Steam
in the next few weeks and months we will also like introduce each character like in a short snippet or like a clip or something like that. But
There will
Yep.
still be ample time to get to know
Yeah.
them.
But yeah, watch the trailer, read the blog post, and you will have a pretty good picture of all the characters and of the crew. Yeah, nice.
Exciting stuff.
And thanks for the nice comment there.
Which one?
Here by Duison underneath.
Hi
Someone
guys.
likes our games.
Dyson. Hi guys, I love your games. Please keep doing what you're doing. You're carrying an entire genre on your shoulder.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah. We are giving our best.
Yeah.
So thanks for the comment, for the
Apparently
for the
it
love.
shows. Yeah, thank you.
I guessed so many of the abilities correctly. I'm so happy.
Yeah, that's cool.
Nice.
And I think it goes back to what we talked about before, that there's like a core concept to each character that like the skills tie into, and the look and like the personality and everything.
Yeah.
So
Of course, it's important
type.
that you can somewhat identify with that character, with one or another. Like, different people will like different characters. That's also the intention. But the most important thing is always that the core gameplay of that character is fun. Like that you have a ton of possibilities to explore.
And it's funny, like so far people have really different favorite characters, right?
Feels like virtual reality.
Yeah,
Really-
totally. Like, I think
when we do play tests, it's like the one time people say, "Oh, this is my favorite," and then it changes, or another person's
always
like,
changes.
"No, it's the other one." So that's kind of cool to see.
Like
For
it
me,
also
it changes from game to game.
Yeah.
Hey, I couldn't even say which one is my favorite right now. It's
It
very
always
hard.
also for me it also depends on like the combination of characters
Yeah.
I take. Like
And the
maybe
mission sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes maybe you don't like a character right away in a certain combination of characters you take with you, but then suddenly that character synergizes with a
Yeah.
completely different character so well, and you're like, oh man,
Let's just dig into the games,
That's
right?
true.
it's so strong that combination, and then you only want to play that character
Yeah.
until you find some new like favorite.
Pretty meta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I also can't tell really. I mean, I like Afia.
Oh, that's sci-fi game.
Wait, isn't that the what's the name of that other game? From Ironcloud? No. I forgot the name of the
Sure.
other cyberpunk game. That was more like pixel graphics, and you play like a taxi cyberpunk driver. Cyberpunk taxi. Cloudpunk? No.
Yeah, I forgot the name. I think I know
Maybe
what
it
you're
reminds
talking
me of
about.
that game, kind of.
Nice.
Like it seems like you're flying around a lot. So lo-fi. Maybe you are
Just gonna
taxi
go in.
Are
driver.
coming to
Lo-fi is
that's a VR game then.
Our next VR game is all about
Oh, right,
sneaking
now it's
into
the
a
VR
dangerous,
segment,
trap-filled
yeah.
house to rescue your friends.
If it were up to me, I'd just fight the house.
Ah,
itself.
hello neighbor.
But whatever, to each their own.
Oh, that must be creepy. Yes.
In VR and
What-
also without
exactly.
VR.
Cloudpunk, yes, yeah. So it was
Mhm.
Cloudpunk. Yeah. Reminded me of Cloudpunk.
Right. Oh god.
Have you played that game, Hello Neighbor?
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
That's the second part,
Hide
right?
to Survive in Hello Neighbor VR Search and Rescue, which is coming to PSVR 1 and 2 on May 25th, 2023, with a Quest and Steam VR release coming soon.
If you've ever wanted to
From River Z, another question. Since you guys are making the style of games I really enjoy, I was wondering, apart from higher production values, what a AAA budget would allow you to do in this style of a game? Everything.
Well, the illusion of everything, maybe.
I really don't know, but I think like, I mean, the core game design would probably stay similar, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
can you go even more open with more
Well, more content. I
More
guess,
content,
right?
of
Yeah, I
course,
think you
yeah.
should go more over the top. Like there are certain limits on what's possible in terms also of like how many assets you can create, and how. I mean, also how polished everything is. Obviously, that's the step up from the AA to AAA, maybe. And just the amount of content, I would say.
I think that's a lot,
the
yeah, the
biggest.
amount of content.
And the
And
marketing
how
of-
much I can spend on
Yes,
trailers,
exactly.
of course.
On like release parties.
Yeah,
or-
gonna throw release parties,
Yeah.
press event parties, you know, influencer parties. Spend all the money on the marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah, more exposure. Even though that's the question, do we need more exposure, or is it smarter to, with what we are doing right now at the strategy, to really cater to the people who are already kind of interested in this kind of games and just try to enlarge the audience without spreading too widely.
Yeah. So I don't know, like probably if we had more budget to like make the game bigger, we would probably also go a little bit bigger with like the target audience and the marketing as well. Like
we could have huge advertisements in every city.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah.
Like in New York, Times Square.
Yeah, but I
That's a
think it
life
would be
goal.
difficult. I mean, imagine you suddenly have all that money, and the team is, I don't know, 5 times the size or something. I think.
I mean, it doesn't just scale up, obviously.
It would need to grow somehow naturally, I guess.
It was time to slow hands once more.
So that's Shadow Gambit VR. No, it's not even. But it looks a little bit piratey. I don't know why.
It does.
But it's
You're, and you're a skeleton.
It is.
A crab
apparently.
hands and. It's cool.
You have to adapt if you want to change your fortune.
Your body is the puzzle to solve.
How I escaped.
And you have to
Pinocchio.
find body parts.
Oh no, you're
Magic
not a
hand.
skeleton. You're like a
We also
puppet,
have a
right?
quartermaster, right?
Sorry?
I think we also have a quartermaster in our
Yeah.
Shadow Gambit.
Like one of the characters.
Yeah,
is a quarter. Yeah,
but
Pink is.
because it was saying that.
Actually, let me see if the blog post is up already, because then you can learn a little bit more about the characters and their like role on the ship and what their special abilities are, which you saw in the trailer.
It looks
before.
really fun.
So is it already there? Yeah, it is. So yeah, on our Shadow Gambit homepage, we have a blog post about the characters. So if you fancy a read, you can head over and check it out. I just
It's been
posted
real.
it in the chat, the link.
I guess.
Let's say
Yeah.
it's been virtual.
Shall we take
And
off
then,
our headsets and get back to the show?
Let me see if the
for
trailer
taking
is
a
up
trip
also
with
on
us to
Games
the
Radar,
VR
the
showcase.
YouTube
Make sure
link,
to do your
because then I
research
can
and check
also
out
post it
anything
in the
that
chat,
caught
so
your
you can rewatch it
This next
right
game
away
stars an
or
enormous
after
Share
showing.
it and like it
Don't
Share
get
it,
too
like
close.
it,
and subscribe.
and subscribe.
You'll see.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button.
Our next creature is
Oh, I
a
like pixel
fascinating
art.
I
specimen.
don't know how fast.
Is that
it is.
David
Tiny region
Attenborough?
of Mexico. This
Oh no, it's the
extremely
narrator
Ah.
from.
salamander is an axolotl. Despite its small size and cute appearance, axolotls
No, it sounds a little bit like the narrator of Kurzgesagt.
is armed with an AK-47.
Is that a podcast?
No, this in a nutshell, this
YouTube.
YouTube channel.
How was
yeah.
it in a nutshell? Guy
No,
with
no, I don't
Kurzgesagt?
think so. He sounded a little bit
Ah,
like
okay,
it, but not quite. Okay.
So here's the link to the on the Future Games Show. They actually have a new YouTube channel. They just opened up just now for the show. So yeah. So you can find the link to our trailer in the chat as well.
That was a lot of twists in the trailer.
Well, looks like the
Looks
typical
cool.
bullet hell
Yeah.
axolotl. Okay, AK axolotl. That's a punny
Nice.
name.
Axolotl.
Oh, they got blood everywhere. Axolotl. is coming to PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and
No.
Nintendo
Okay.
Switch in 2023.
And as a special treat, you can play a brand new demo of Axolotl right now.
I played a
Head on
lot
over to our
of
Future Games Show Steam
Binding
page
of
to check it
Isaac,
out.
but I never got
But
really
before
far.
you
But I
do
still,
that,
I still
it's
kept
time
on
for an
playing, even
exclusive
though I
update
died
on
in
Fort
the
Solace, the Red Planet
on the third
sci-fi
or
thriller
fourth
starring
floor.
Roger Clark, Julia Brown, and Troy Baker.
What, Troy Baker?
I need to make contact with Solace.
Don't even risk the LTV in the storm.
Jack Leary responding to Fort Solace. Alarm.
Is it another sci-fi
Everything okay over
game?
there?
No, it was quite dominated by sci-fi games. The show so far.
Be careful.
That's Mars.
But
Something is off
have we
here.
seen a zombie game yet? Yes. Plants vs.
Was it Plants vs. Zombies?
I'm not
before?
sure.
No, it was an add-on for the roller coaster.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, that looks good
There's
though.
an incident here.
An incident.
Very
If
realistic.
it's a sci-fi horror game, I'm in. I always love sci-fi horror.
It kind of looks like it.
Alien, Dead Space, all that stuff. I mean,
Horror.
sign me up.
Heading back up to the surface now.
I love horror, especially sci-fi.
You need to get out of there now!
Yeah, it looks very much like Callisto Protocol, Dead Space, and
Answer me!
Yeah, nice.
Soulless.
Cool.
Troy Baker is white. Ah, that's okay.
Looks like he's not getting any solace.
I realized that I own a lot of games that play on Mars. I don't know why. I mean, I am interested in astronomy and
It's also launching on
space in
PS5.
general, but
Have you
like
guys
lately
ever
I
been
got
injured in an actual
Terraformers, which
Well,
is
forget about it.
The
Our
board game, you mean?
Imagine the
Terraform
no,
Mars?
not Terraforming
Okay,
Mars.
sorry.
No, it's I also own that, but as a digital game. But Terraformers is basically you have like a node graph surrounding Mars, and you colonize it one dot by dot, and then you have like you can build buildings. It's a city builder basically.
Today
Pretty
we're
cool.
bringing you the finest in hot.
It's like the
And
most-
colonizing Mars obviously is also a pretty nice game. I think I got almost all the achievements in there.
It's the most realistic setting, right? To have a
Yeah,
space
that's
game.
true. Yeah, maybe that's also part of the fascination that you really can imagine that those things might happen in the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
And you're already practicing for your life on Mars.
Your retirement on Mars.
I don't know if I would want to retire there, to be honest. Sounds like something that the younger generation would have to deal with.
Now you sound like you're already retired.
Thank you.
That was your first look at gameplay from Combat Champions, which is coming soon to PC. Make sure to sign up for the private alpha.
Sticking with the theme, this trailer features a combat wombat.
Did you say Combat Wombat?
Yes, here, take a look.
That was
She's
one of the
very
bad jokes they announced in the openings.
At least they announced
I
bad
laughed.
jokes. You know?
Yeah.
A world both beautiful and mysterious
Disclaimer.
is the birthplace of legends beyond
So
our comprehension.
there's still people watching, but
My
I feel
dearest
like we
daughter,
lost about half
these legends
of all the people watching after the trailer, which is okay. We know that people were here for the trailer.
Yeah. And the release date that we cannot announce
The release date that
yet.
we can't disclose yet.
Yeah. But we had really good questions though.
Yeah.
Brant,
I
I'm
mean, there's
proud.
still some people watching.
Yeah, thanks.
So
Oh,
if
there's
that's
the
not bad.
wombat.
one that will change the
Huh.
future
Do you have more
of our
questions?
home and our people.
The chat is there.
The primordial powers that came before have since been forgotten in the atrophy of time. Some believe these powers have been reborn.
Can we
Okay,
share anything?
Glaubter, anything you guys are able to share for the few that stayed?
As a reward.
Well, now I'm
Yeah, the release
finally
date.
I can
Why
tell you. Yeah,
not?
we can tell you about the release date. No.
You did not know existed.
What? Well, can we share? Well, like we can talk a little bit more about the characters.
We
Yeah.
could, yeah. I mean, maybe, yeah. What's your favorite character right now?
My favorite character.
Yeah.
So I took it upon
I like-
myself to train
So
you
like
so
s-
you could fight and survive
design-wise, like from like the look and who he is, personality-wise, I think I like Pincus from Presswald. He's the quartermaster of the crew, and he's like a nobleman from Prussia. And I think he's just like funny, like very
Yeah.
well written character that's just funny all the time because he never has done any physical labor in his life, or not in his life, and also not in his like after undead life.
Afterlife, yeah. Yeah, he's just a spoiled.
Yeah, very spoiled,
spoiled
and I
guy.
just love like that personality trait about him.
Mhm.
But he's also very fun to play because you can like basically go, like take over or overtake bodies
Yeah.
by like he has like a pipe, and with the smoke of the pipe he like kind of goes into the into the head of like other guards,
Primordial's Legends
and
Hollow
I think it's
Hero
very
is
fun
coming
to
soon
like
to
kind of
PC.
mess around with like the Inquisition guards behind enemy lines as like
Yeah.
disguised as another guard.
And I think he has the most fabulous hairdo.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, he has
Yeah,
very
and he's
smoky
like
hair.
obnoxious in a funny way, right?
True.
Yeah.
And it was cool, like we had those robotic voices in the beginning
Yeah.
in the game when we were like,
I mean,
we
we
were
still
still
have them
writing.
in the-
Yeah, while people were writing the script, and it was funny because somehow this robo voice fit really well with this arrogant
I
tone.
feel so too. Yeah. But
it was really like
yeah.
no.
But I heard some
no.
snippets of the voice actor, and I think it's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, I mean, of course it's gonna be better,
Yeah.
but it.
No,
I
we just
liked
keep the robo voice for it.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, and gameplay-wise, I also like Afia a lot actually.
Yeah,
I just
she's
like
fast
she's
and
like fast. I always use her
agile.
to get out of like a tricky situation. I use her a lot to take out enemies as well, because I just like her like primary like blink skill where she
Mhm.
like dashes through space-time.
Yeah.
Just a lot, and also her secondary skill. So with her secondaries, you can like freeze an enemy in time for like a short amount of time. So you can even like freeze the view cone basically for a short amount of time. So like another character can pass just like right in front of another guard, and I think that's also very cool.
Yeah.
And you guys, any favorites?
I have to say, I
Beyond
mean,
Pincus or
yeah. It changed a lot. Like anytime there's an addition to the character, like the character model is coming in, or then you hear some voices or something, it changes because all of those details they add like personality. I think at the moment it's Zuledi, our
That's the
formerly
ship- the
called
ship
the
doctor.
bush spawner.
Yeah.
Ship doctor. Yeah, because I like she's also really fast, I find, and she can throw those bushes, so she can create her own places to hide, and I like that because I like to play a little more slow and tactical, let's say, and to see. And I don't rush so much, but then I like to be fast when I want to be fast, so I quite enjoy that.
Yeah,
And she's
for-
just cool, I think.
For me, it's Mr. Mercury, I think.
Yeah, he's cool.
I mean, how cool is that? The mechanic, like you can dig into the ground, you're basically hidden from everyone, and then you
Dave the
just
Diver is
have this
swimming
giant
off steam
anchor
for
that you can
access.
smash people with. And
Yeah.
you also have a pet fish, so what's not to love? Like,
Yeah.
absolute all-time
And he's
favorite, I think.
Scottish.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
Scottish too.
Oh, it's cool.
A challenging
Yeah.
action-adventure game.
Suledi,
Play as a
we don't know
shipwrecked
what nationality
16th
she has.
century
Fia's
explorer.
Jamaican, and
16.
I said Pincus is Prussian,
As I recall our hills,
and
Teresa.
Teresa. We have Teresa. She's like the sharpshooter, the blind
Yeah,
sharpshooter,
the
which
crossbow.
sounds kind of contradictory, but she
never
can
misses.
sense other people through her like soul magic she possesses, and
Yeah.
so she has like
And she
her.
has Spanish heritage, right?
Yeah, she's Spanish or like and you can like I think choose like the bolts. Like it can be like the bolt you shoot like either can kill a guard or just like KO the guard, and then you have like another one where you can shorten the line of sight of a guard if you hit him with
Like a
the
blind.
crossbow. Yeah,
Mhm.
like blind him basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think you see that very well in the characters trailer,
Yeah.
where she
Mhm.
blinds the guard, and then Gael, the master cannoness of the ship or of the crew, just like sneaks by the
Spreading
guard
news.
undetected
Survival
because
Fountain
like
of Youth
his
sets
view
sail
cone
on
is
PC this
Yeah.
April 19th.
or like his line of sight.
It's
is
world premiere time
blinded.
again, and we've got something fast and furious to show you.
So more questions from Mike239. How do you balance stability so it won't feel like some team setup is much stronger than the others?
Well,
That's
that's
a
what
good question.
took a lot of time,
Yeah.
obviously. Yeah, you just test, and see what works and what doesn't. Basically, it boils down to that. Of course, our game designers have a lot of experience from the previous projects, and a lot of the skills, as much as they seem very fantastic and magical, they still have some core mechanic beneath them that we already worked with. So there are some experiences that we can build upon, but in general, yeah, it's really a lot of testing.
Yeah. Yeah, like what we call the position changer is a skill that allows you to move a guard, let's say. So, and there are others where we and I think this is what the
Time to
game
check
designers
out
do,
Stranded
that they
Alien Dawn.
try
Yeah.
to balance that out so that you have.
There are some archetypes that you want a certain balance of in your crew. And of course, with this much bigger crew, like in Desperados, we had like 5 characters, and also in Shadow Tactics, and now we have a lot more. So we could integrate a lot more skills, but we still had to pay attention to this balance.
Yeah. Sorry. And I think the balance is also created by the enemy setups then. So to have setups that are not that you can't cheat with having a specific crew, or at least maybe the one setup is a little easier, but then the next will be more difficult again. So I think
that's also why we introduced some new enemy types altogether to counterbalance some of the abilities we really wanted to see in the game, but they would have been OP if not for the new enemy types, for example. Yeah.
Then from 11, joined 50 minutes ago. What are your favorite games if you did not talk about it before?
We talked about books and movies, but not about
So
games,
what's your
funny
what's
enough.
if you had one game, you're like you have to go to a
Sea
deserted
of
island.
Thieves.
Sea of Thieves.
Currently, yes.
Oh, nice, yeah, nice.
Yeah, probably.
You're not just saying it because we're like streaming for Shadow Gambit, right? Like, oh yeah, Sea of Thieves, obviously.
I think that's the perfect first-person pirate game.
It's very cool.
You
Yeah,
can
I
just
love
do
it.
whatever you like. You do it with friends. There's not a big story going on. You can do all these small quests, and you're basically that's the kind of freedom that we also kind of wanted to integrate in our game, within the limits of the possible, obviously. But you can just sail the seas and look what happens. That's such a cool feeling, and it looks so great.
It's the water.
Yeah,
and
absolutely stunning.
I also had a lot of fun playing Sea. I should like play it again because with some friends, like it's like a recipe for chaos sometimes as well, and it's just very fun.
That's the fun of it. Yeah.
And you, Coco?
Yeah,
Any
I was
current like favorite or like all time.
Yeah,
favorite?
I'm thinking I would say that Stardew Valley just has a special
Nice.
place in my heart because it just
Welcome to Dredge.
it's just such a feel-good game, and yeah, I've played it at different times in my life, and I always enjoyed it, and it always added something. And
With your trusty trawler
I
and
just
a
really
knack for
like it.
fishing, you'll explore the mysterious archipelago, complete quests,
you?
and uncover the secrets of 5 unique
Very hard.
regions.
I think it's very hard to choose just one, but it's
You'll sell your haul to peculiar
The Legend of
locals,
Zelda Majora's
allowing you to
Mask,
upgrade your boat
probably.
and the equipment on
Mm-hmm.
board.
I love that one. That's my favorite Zelda of all time. I just
Yeah.
I love like the darker mood it has. And yeah,
As the
generally
sun
big
sets
Zelda
and
fan,
darkness
but like
descends,
Majora's Mask
you'll
is
soon
I think
realize that something
probably my
sinister lurks
all-time
beneath these
favorite
waves.
or one of
And
my
as you stay out in the
favorites.
dark, foggy
I also love Disco
the
Elysium a
line
lot.
between
Yeah.
reality and
I
life
think that
begins
one
to blur.
blew me away when I played it the first time.
The world is
I
teeming
have
with
to replay
secrets
it
and
actually.
mysteries that'll
but
test your
yeah.
mettle and push you to the brink of sin.
Last of Us. I love The Last of Us also a lot.
That's already 3 games.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have a very active community all of a sudden again. Somebody woke up somewhere.
So,
Will you be able to survive the
Ryan
We're slowly
Alvin,
falling
shouldn't
asleep.
there be a
Will you
musician
succumb
on the
to the
ship? It's a
madness
pirate
that
crew. A
lies beneath the
musician would have been great.
Dredge
I can't
It would
answer.
be
I
great.
don't know.
PC.
Can't promise
We have the
anything.
characters that
Yeah, you
were
see, yeah.
like designed like that.
The base game characters are set. Who knows what the future brings?
Yeah.
Would be super cool, but of course it's also a lot of
Bait your hooks,
effort.
because
Like, if
Dredge
of
is
course he
coming to
could
PC,
integrate
PlayStation,
the
Nintendo Switch, and Xbox on
music
March
making
30th,
into
2023.
the skill
Bree,
set of that character.
it's
That
been a little while.
sounds like
And don't the
something
good people at home deserve another
reasonable.
world
Because
premiere?
if it's only like there for
Well, it
flavor,
depends on the
it's just
customer. But in your
too much effort for
on the
too little return. Yeah.
And then from River Z, again a question on YouTube. How many riders do you have in the team currently? Have you guys hired more riders for the team after Desperados 3? We have 2
Yes.
riders, and yes, we did. Like
Yes,
Fridolin
they doubled
joined.
after.
Doubled from 1 to 2.
Yes.
Yeah, we have 2 riders working full time.
Hambo and Fridolin
Yeah.
are doing a
Hambo and
great job.
Yes. They're also very busy right now with like
Yeah.
recordings for the characters, like voiceover and stuff like that.
So what about?
From Ryan Alvin, another question on the artwork. So character named Virgilio, is he not playable? He's very important part of the story and of the whole like Cursed Crew, the story and stuff. So that's why he's also on the key art. Gotta find out for yourself when you play Shadow Gambit.
That one was worth all the gil in the world.
Get ready for a siege, because Castle
Max,
Craft
congrats
is coming to
guys,
PC
love your
in
games and
2023.
ambitions the
For
last
this year's
years
spring
Thank
and
show,
the years to
we
come.
made our Once to Watch
Thank you
montage
very
even
much,
better
yeah.
by making it so that every game in the section has a
great.
demo attached. And
Let me
you
just, like,
can play them all
scroll
right
up a
after
little
the
bit
show
if
by
I-
visiting the
I hope I
Future
didn't,
Game
like,
Show page on Steam.
So,
Miss a
without
question
further
there.
ado, this is our Ones to Play montage.
Is Troy Baker in Shadow Gambit?
Is Troy Baker in Shadow Gambit? I can now. Not that I know of. Maybe there's an Easter egg. I don't know. Somebody maybe. Do we have someone who knows Troy Baker and like invited him to like record him?
Not really.
No, I don't think so. But we have a lot of talented voice actors
Yeah,
in the game
yeah.
that do a phenomenal job.
It's amazing watching.
I'm already
them.
looking forward to actually Quentin. Quentin is like the treasure hunter of the crew, and he has like a fishing rod. And the snippets I heard from that voice actor was just so hilarious.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a crazy character.
Stickman, that
what's
game's
that?
still around.
1st of March. Wait.
Wait, is it a new game or?
No,
is
like
it
Stickman is super old. I think originally it was a browser game, right? This seems to be like a new take on that.
So this is now like a
Looks
super cut of different new games, I guess.
Thanks for watching our Ones to Play montage. Make sure to wishlist all of the games that stood out to you and check out all the demos too. You can find them all on the dedicated Future Game Show Steam page.
Another really nice comment.
But that's enough hands-on fun for
Thanks
now.
for these type
Let's
of
get back to the
games. Currently, I
trailers.
only look
We've
forward
got a
to
World
your
War
games.
I strategy
There are not many
RTS
stuff
from
strategy games to
Petroglyph,
play. Thanks
the
for your work.
studio
Keep
behind
keep
Command
making
and
more.
Conquer
Yeah.
Remastered
Thanks for
Collection.
Thank
using the
you.
right genre name.
True, yeah. I've been seeing like a lot of people are using it.
Nice.
Or mainly, actually, like I don't see real-time tactics a lot anymore. So it's
Good marketing.
Yeah.
So far it's working. Oh, what's that? Strategy, grand strategy game.
That's also a setting that's often asked for, like for stealth strategy, like Second World War.
Second World War.
But yeah, I don't think it would fit very well with our studio, to be honest.
No, I
And
think most
on the
of-
other hand, there's also
yeah.
Commandos, which is
Yeah,
such a big
I think
brand.
most of us wouldn't want a
yeah.
World War themed game, I guess. Yeah.
So I don't want to say that's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
but
never say never. As Justin Bieber says. Also, we have like War Mongrel. If you're like interested in like more like World War settings,
Yeah.
they did like a World War themed real-time tactic. Partisans 2,
Thanks to
right?
Frontier Foundry for the update on the Great War, Western Front, which is coming to PC on
Oh,
March
that's actually
30th.
First World War.
And now, some exciting news about Go Fight Fantastic, a
What's
co-op
that?
cartoon hack and slash with a heavy focus on player customization and teamwork.
Popcorn. Cem, hello Cem. It's Cem who's asking. I also want some. Give me. Oh, good. I hope the popcorn is not too loud and Catch me if you can. Good movie. ASMR popcorn stream. Nice. We should do it. Can do like an ASMR Shadow Gambit stream. No, but I'm planning like to do something like an ASMR. You know, like the mood videos where you just like have like, you know, the beach and it's you only hear like, you know, sound effects of the beach.
Oh,
and
that sounds
something.
good.
Assemble your squad because Go Fight
No, it's just gonna be a
Fantastic is
YouTube video I
coming to PC
recorded of
this
the
year.
game. And it's just beach noise, beach sound effects and stuff. Yeah, it's like relaxing Shadow Gambit ambience.
I have a screenshot of the game as my desktop background. It's like
How's the wound?
Okay, what's 11? Okay, the favorite food then. Just kidding. No, we're gonna do it now. What's your favorite food, dude?
Currently popcorn.
Nice.
What's it again? Easy contract, easy money, right?
Soon these will be distant memories. We'll be rich.
Yeah.
So
luckily we don't
indecisive.
have to.
We gotta go!
What's that game?
War
Oh, War Tales. So I was like actually I did a lot of research into logos for our logo and War Tales popped up a lot. I don't know why. So I know the game from the logo research.
Also turn-based combat. In a medieval fantasy Viking setting.
War Tales is launching out of Steam Early Access in April 2023.
I love lately
Time to get an update
butter
on
chicken a
Ixion,
lot.
the space station city builder, where you set
No,
standards
not
The
that.
container.
I also
There's
made
a-
some butter
there's a
chicken
food
myself.
container. They sell food
recently.
there. We don't go to.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to the Kemla's food truck.
Space is a far less fanciful and forgiving environment than science fiction.
Yeah, just like a couple of weeks ago. It was pretty good.
Law has been officially established amongst
But I think next time I'll make it even better. But what is it, Mike?
Given the importance of the tycoon, we must have full control over what is happening
You see,
inside the station.
I'm prepared.
That
though.
quickly.
I'm prepared. It's not. I think this one is already like. The batteries are old though. But I think it's also very battery draining actually. Which just not that good.
Oh, we're
the
getting a
moment.
lot of questions here.
Maybe no.
Now it should work again, right? Thank you
Yeah,
to
please
Kryn
chat. Tell
for
us if
pointing that
Coco
out.
is audible again.
Ixion is out now on
Do you
PC.
plan
Go
on
check it
making
out.
any more DLC
This
on
next
Desperados
game
3?
smashed its Kickstarter
Thank you.
goals, and for good reason.
Um,
if you've ever
sorry,
wanted to spend some time
Desperados 3
inside a
DLC,
Studio
no,
Ghibli
not that I
film,
know of.
I know I have.
No, not currently.
This
We're
one's
working
for-
like full time on Shadow Gambit.
Yeah.
What else is there? From Mike, another question. What's your position on early access games? Well, we can answer this as a team. I don't know if you have a personal opinion on early access. or
It
we-
can be really helpful for
Yeah.
a team to get the attention, to get some funding, to get feedback, like testing for a game. So it can be really helpful, I think.
Yeah, but also some examples of the past have given it a slightly bad name.
Yeah.
So I would always be careful. Like if you really know that you want to support the studio or the team behind it, and you did your research and you trust them, then go for it. Personally, I think I have bought some early access games that just already had a fun core mechanic going. But in general, I'm just a fan of playing the game when it's done, because if I play it when it's not done yet, then usually I already moved on when it finally releases,
Yeah,
and I don't want to play it again because I feel like I already know most of the loop. So yeah.
Like earlier in my, let's say,
I think I speak for
game
everyone
developing
when I say we're
days,
gonna get this
I found it interesting sometimes
Mika and the
to
Witch's
see games in
Mountain
an
is coming.
unfinished
Froggy
state,
Chair
just to
included, to PC, PlayStation,
to see what
Xbox,
they
and
were
Nintendo
improving
Switch
on
in
with the
2020.
final release, for
We're
example.
keeping things cute with our next world premiere.
Yeah, to be
but
a little
not
more
to overload
involved
you all, I'm going
somehow
to
in this
shush
process.
and let our trailer do the talking.
Then we have from 11. What is the time there? Around midnight? Yes.
Late.
It's late.
Probably you can tell
But it's,
from our
but it's
faces.
an exception. It's an exception. It's also working time. We don't do this for free or something like. We're not
But
forced to do
it's
this.
fun. It's
we
fun.
wanted
we're,
to do
we're all
this.
here of our own free will.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's
My
also
Spezi is keeping me awake.
Being a man as a man.
Yeah, it's, what is it, like quarter past
midnight.
Yeah.
I think the show is also coming to an end soon, like another 10 minutes, I think.
Balance the needs of everyone.
River Z is asking on YouTube, do you have good relationship with other German game developers? Maybe with Black Forest Games, who partially was responsible for
Takes careful
Desperados 1.
planning to make everything run in
I'd
sync.
say, yeah, generally
Definitely.
we have good relationship
Yeah.
with other developers. I think
Through with it? Yes,
Yeah,
something
our
could go
CEO
wrong.
is
Yeah,
very involved
Johannes
in,
is very
in the
involved.
games
Some community spirit and a
network
dash
here
of
in
good luck.
Germany.
Yeah.
We
so.
can
Yes,
solve
and I
any
also think we
problem.
have some. I wasn't there back then, but I think
There's your celebration.
Dom and
Welcome to
the
Coco
team
Town.
talked even to the
You're
Black
going to
Forest
do
Games
great.
guys, probably because of Desperados on that stuff. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
But there's
whenever we
only
meet
good-
on networking
Yeah.
events like some events here in Munich or some like in Cologne, like the Gamescom, obviously.
So
yeah.
Yeah, and then
You-
there are the business connections, but also
Yeah.
personal connections, of course, because
Yeah.
after a while, I mean, the industry is not that big, so you tend to meet the same people again
Yeah.
at different events, or you,
Yeah.
like when you studied, you know some
Yeah.
people. So
And usually you
it's
try
nice.
to like help and
Not
support each other,
agreeing
like
to
Yeah.
sharing knowledge and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
our
I
first
we
look
also
at
got
Go-Go
support
Town, which
on
is coming
various
soon to PC
Yeah, totally.
and
topics
consoles.
by
Did you see the working
development
DDR
departments
machine?
and
Mhm.
other.
It's hard
Of
enough
any
getting
good town.
funding, getting
Now it's time to
accepted
check
as
in
an
with our
art
friends
form.
at Techland,
Yeah.
who've
So
got some news to
people
share
tend
about
to
Dying
stick
Light
together,
2's
yeah.
next big update. If you're lucky, maybe you'll spot a sneak
Wait, is
peek
that
of some
Redfall?
upcoming DLC too.
Like no, that's Dying Light.
Dynamite.
Dynamite.
Future Game Show. My name
Dying
is Timon
Light.
Smektawa, franchise director on Dying Light 2 Stay Human at Techland. I'm here today to share some exciting news with you.
I'll tell you, but this has got to stay between
Who
us.
has played Dying
On
Light?
April 20th, We are
Not my
releasing
cup
our
of
next
tea.
Yeah.
major game update, and it will include significant
Looks really
improvements
good
to
though.
our combat system that will be even more brutal, physical, and rewarding for our players. And that's not all. Along with adding new game features and enhancements, players will no longer
Nice,
have to worry about
interface.
choosing between style or stats with our new gear transmog system.
This is like everyone does
We
this
love
interface.
Yeah.
right now, like
Yeah.
like the
It's
Destiny
very
like with a
streamlined.
With the
cursor.
release
Yeah.
of DevTools back in December and our partnership
easier,
with
I
Mod.io,
think.
But I
community
like also in
have
Hogwarts
created
Legacy you
numerous
have like
maps, and
I
some
just
of
don't
them
like it that
are
much
really
because I always have to go with the cursor with my
Let's take a
gamepad
look
super
at this in
slowly
action.
to the menu, you know,
Mm.
instead of like having like some other way of like just through the buttons to like switch through the
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's a kind of standardization
Yeah.
that just established itself.
Yeah, totally.
It's easier for players to switch between games if
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
know
it's
how
always the
to
same, yeah.
navigate the interface.
Mhm.
Simply
But
amazing,
yeah,
and we look forward to
sometimes
seeing more of your
I think it
creations
would
in
do
April,
the
as we'll
whole
reveal our future plans regarding the
concept
support
good
of
to
mods
have
and
some
mod maps in game.
new, fresh input on
And
certain
finally, we are giving
parts
you a sneak
of the
peek
UI.
of the next story-driven
Maybe that's something for
downloadable
next
content
project.
possible
Yeah, let's
this
see.
year. Trust me, it's
But
going
yeah,
to
if
be
you have
worth
if
the
you
wait.
use a cursor on gamepad as well, of course it makes the switch between mouse. If you develop for mouse and keyboard and gamepad, it
Yeah.
makes it easier, of course.
We can't wait for you
And
to
they,
experience
I have a feeling like they
everything that's
become
coming
more
on April
complex.
20th.
So
We invite you to
it
follow
just
us at
gives you more options.
dyinglightgame.com.
Yeah, that's
Did-
maybe also a thing. If the game gets more complex, you don't necessarily want the interface to get more complex. Maybe
Mm.
you even want
Wow, how about that?
the different
Dying
approach
Light
that
2's
it
next
gets
big update is
more
coming on April 20th.
streamlined
You know,
and
as we
easier
close
to
in on
grasp.
the
Yeah.
final few trailers,
And
I've
you're
gotta
kind of like
say,
when you're
hosting
playing
this
a
show
shooter,
with
you're
you
kind of
has
pointing
really given me a lot of
already
perspective
with your
lately.
weapon. It's like a cursor. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
been great.
yeah.
It's like I can
it's tricky,
see
definitely.
the whole world from a different
But also very
Exactly,
cultural. Like
right.
I realized
Now
when
I
I
feel like I
played
can use
the
those angles to redefine
Total
my
War
reality,
Three
challenge
Kingdoms,
my
which
perceptions
was
and step into new
more
planes of
directed
reality.
toward the
This is
East
about the
Asian
trailer?
market, like
Yeah.
China.
Okay.
They have
well, let's just
completely
watch it, shall
different
we?
interface
Mhm.
standards, and I was totally lost because it was completely overwhelming.
Yeah.
But it was definitely interesting to see that there's not just the Western way of doing this, because for a long time games have been mostly influenced by the West,
Yeah.
with the exception of Japan, of course. But now there's a change coming, I think.
Mhm.
It's gonna be interesting. Maybe that's the new impact.
Well, definitely. Yeah, a good point too.
Well, that's super cool. Like I love these perspective-based puzzle games. Always
I love the
blows my mind.
transparent cat. Like zebra cat.
Ah, cool.
But yeah, I mean already like the reading direction is a huge thing. Like it
True.
has so much influence on where you start looking at a screen and like where your focus is going.
It's quite exciting.
Nice. Very peaceful.
The cat. Pet. Oh, you can pet the cat.
Ah.
Wow. That's the most
feature.
important feature, of course. Yeah.
See? Sad Owl Studios' mind-boggling Puzzler Viewfinder is coming to PlayStation 5 and PC in Q3 2023. I think that's all we have time for, right?
Yeah. Well,
From
you know,
Krim
Destiny
talking about, or wait, is it a question?
telling us to wrap things up with
talking about general
General
interface standards. There's no
That's
Western
true.
stuff.
If only we can hold off the
when you look at
whispers,
news
the
website
production
designs in the
team. For a little
USA
longer,
and
I think
Germany,
we can
it's
give
so
the people
different.
one more thing.
Yeah.
Hey, let's roll it before they drop the curtain.
I gotta say, I always like when you play a Japanese game, I feel like the user interface in the menu. I always feel like, yeah, that's so like such a Japanese style user interface or menu, you know, game menu. I don't know why, but I always feel like it's very. It has like one style.
I actually watched a video on exactly that topic, like website design I think it was actually Japan, Europe, US, and there are dramatic differences for different reasons. I can't recall all of it, but it was definitely super interesting. So yeah, Western standard is of course a broad generalization. There's
Ooh, is it a horror game? I love horror games.
Everything is a horror game if you don't know what's going on.
Love it.
Ah! Oh god.
Paranormal Tale. Wishlist if you dare.
That was
After
PT.
midnight
I mean,
and jump scares.
Paranormal Tales, which is coming soon,
Not
so
gonna sleep.
wishlist it on Steam.
All right, we can't delay fate any longer. That really is the end of the show.
And
Oh,
as
we're
sad
already at
as
the
it
end?
is to wrap things up, it has been really, really awesome. Thank you so much for sharing the stage with me, Rihanna.
No sweat. It's really been a pleasure, Cody. Don't forget that you can try out all of the demos on our Future Game Show Steam page, and make sure to wishlist anything that caught your attention, as it always helps.
And you can also head on over to GamesRadar.com to read follow-up coverage on all of the games shown today. And be sure to check out the new Future Game Show social channels that we launched earlier in the show.
That's where
A
our
massive
YouTube
thank you to
our
everybody
trailer
involved
is
in the
on,
making of this
because
year's
they just
Spring
launched new
Showcase.
like
And of
channels
course,
for the
all you folks at home for
YouTube.
tuning in.
Hope that
And
guitar
shout out
survived.
to our sponsors, Turtle Beach.
Yeah.
Do not forget to pre-order
Well,
the
trailer
I
when,
guess we'll
uh,
have to play it to
turtlebeach.com.
find out.
And make sure you enter the competition at GamesRadar.com/FGS Stealth Pro to be in the running for a chance to win one of these headsets. I am Cody Christian.
And I'm Brianna White.
And
this has been the Future Game Show Spring Showcase 2023.
So we finished with a jump
Up top?
scare, basically.
Yeah.
Right? In the last trailer.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Oh, maybe there's gonna be a little Shadow Gambits.
That was a very nondescript part of the trailer.
From the cinema.
Yeah,
Nice.
that was it, I guess. Thanks everyone who stuck around till the end.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, depending on where you are, it's probably not 12:30.
Yeah, I mean, when you're in Japan or so, you're probably just waking up right now.
Oh, there was another.
Oh, there was another? Wait,
yeah,
I'll see it here.
It was Mr. Mercury
Wait, I want to
for
see
like
it
a
here.
half second, I think.
Where is Mr. Mercury?
Yeah, well, I think you missed him.
There, yeah, but like Dorian said, thanks for everyone,
Yeah.
to anyone who joined today.
Yeah, we're gonna have
a nice sleep over the
a
office.
pyjama party now.
Nah, still riding home with the bike now.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
there it is
Oh, there's
again.
another snippet. Oh my god.
Wow. And then it faded into the zombie
Into
face.
the zombie of Dying Light.
Nice.
Yeah, but join us
Good
next
night
time for the next
to
step
everyone
stream.
who
We're gonna. Okay, wait. I'm just confused because right now it's like what's his name?
the
I forgot.
golden headset.
Dr. Disrespect. Whatever. So yeah, join us next time for
Yeah.
our next dev stream.
Let us know what you liked, what you didn't
Yeah.
like, if we can improve anything, if we should eat more or less popcorn during the stream.
Also, as always, wishlist the game if you haven't yet. It helps us really a lot if you wishlist it.
Yeah.
Go on Steam. The link is here in the chat, or just Google it. Also, join our Discord if you wanna keep chatting with us, with the team, and with the community. And yeah, if you want to rewatch the trailer, it's right now on the Future Games Show YouTube channel. You can watch it there. And we also have a blog post about the characters online on the shadowgambit.com homepage. So you can head over there as well if you want to read a little bit more about the characters. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna repost everything together with Elena over the next few days, so I'm pretty sure you won't miss it. So yeah. So thanks for watching, and
Have a nice morning, evening, lunch.
yeah.
Day or night.
Exactly.
And see you next time. Bye bye.
That's a pleasure. Bye.